and I'm grateful that I'm able to actually do it from my phone because my laptop is kind of old and slow. So, today is February 1st, 2022. Big shout out to everybody out there just trying to live their life. We all in somewhat of a survival mode during these times. Pretty much the past 3 years now, has really been, astronomically different. With all the things going on in the world where you got to make a choice as to what you want to do so you're able to participate in what we call society. No judgment zone here, whichever way or whichever side of the fence that you're on when it comes to that. I support you either way because at the end of the day, you're doing what you feel is best for you. And, I'm not one to tell people what they should or shouldn't do. I believe everybody has a mind of their own, and they should use their mind to see what's best for them. And when we come together and we could discuss ideas like adults, without judging and things like that, a lot of things can be learned from one another. So, beautiful skies here in New York. It's been a very, very cold winter so far. Like, this is probably one of the coldest winters in southern New York. I live right outside the city in at least 4 to 5 years. Now, with that being said, today is a little bit warmer than it has been the last few days, so I'm actually able to walk outside without a jacket on. But if you easily get cold, I wouldn't recommend it. But there's a lot going on with health crisis and things like that. A lot of things are changing, and I don't know if it's going to be for the better or for the worse, but things always get worse before they get better. With that being said, is you always want to stay true to your essence, who you are, and what you represent when you step out into the world. Don't waver none of your beliefs or none of your morals for nobody. Because what I firmly believe is that, there's laws for man, and then there's the laws of the cosmos, which supersede anything that man could dictate what's right or wrong. For the most part, I think people have a certain ground basis for what's morally right and wrong. As for me, for example, when it comes to women and children, me as a man, I believe it's my right to protect women and children. And I feel like as a society as a whole, we haven't done our job, and I'm not sitting there blaming anybody or nothing like that. But, somewhere in the past, we've allowed women and children to not be protected. Now it didn't start with us, but hopefully it could end with us where, we allow women and children to be able to walk freely across this planet without having to worry about being harmed. And I think that's one of the key things that a man is supposed to do. A real man, like, he's supposed to protect and provide for women and children. You know what I'm saying? And that doesn't just mean money and things like that, but it means that you provide them with the safety net, and you protect them from harm. You know what I mean? And for women, women have a very important role in this thing called life. Like, obviously, you can't have life without the male or without the man or the woman. You know what I mean? But I have a special love and respect. Low battery, so probably pause. But I have a special love and respect for women in general, just for the simple fact that they actually carry a whole nother life inside of their bodies for up to 9 months. Now, granted, not every woman is able to experience that, and that can be hard on the mental. You know what I'm saying? Mental health is a big thing, especially within these past years. It's only February 1st now, and there's been over 50,000 suicides. And, a lot of that has to do with what's going on in the world right now. Prices, the affordance of living is very, very hard to survive on, especially, you know, you working 2 jobs and you still can't get by, and then it's like, all right, you just working to survive. I mean, you know, that can weigh on a lot of people, because then it's like you start to realize, like, yo, what am I working for? Like, how come the money that I'm making, it gets taxed, and then whenever I buy, there's taxes on that. So it's like, how much money am I actually making? You know, but I just want you to know that, like, you're not alone. And, you know, I pray for better days, and I just know that this life is temporary. So I'm not saying, hey, not to care about what's going on, but, you know, find ways that you can enhance your experience in this thing that we call life. You know, unfortunately, money is a tool that can kind of determine the quality of life that you have, unfortunately. But then at the same time, if we develop more discipline with what we spend our money on, if we're, you know, just because we can buy something doesn't mean that we can really afford it, if you understand what I'm saying. Like, for instance, you know, a pair of Jordan sneakers costs about $200, right? So you really want those sneakers. It's my Dexcom going off. You really want those sneakers, but then it's like, damn, what am I gonna eat? You know, I can only afford McDonald's, and you know, that's not the healthiest choice. So it's like, all right, do I want to get Jordans at the expense of my own health, or do I not get those Jordans and then I'm able to buy better food for me to have better overall health? You know, I mean, it's just little things like that you can make adjustments to. And I'm just giving advice to whoever's out there that want to listen. But, you know, we don't truly know what's going to happen in the future. We all have an idea. I mean, things don't seem to be getting better. But at the end of the day, you want to stay true to who you are and your essence. By the way, if you watched up to this point in the video, this is not a booger. It's a white hair, because I have what they call vitiligo. So it affects the pigmentation of my skin and my hair. So that's what you're seeing right now. It's not a booger, for those who are still watching. But yeah, you know, we got all these things talking about, like, aliens may come. They may have an alien invasion, and the alien invasion could be fake or it could be real, you know. But whether if it's fake or real, like whether if it's, you know, our own government, or, you know, a deep fake to a whole nother level where they make it look like it was aliens, the damage that's going to be done will be real. Lives will be, unfortunately, sacrificed. Innocent lives always are a part of this evil scheme that's been going on since the beginning of man. So, you know, like, a lot of people are saying, like, what's going on with humanity, and humanity has always had a lot of these problems. Now, with that being said, is it actually humans that are causing it? Like, maybe there are humans that have to, I would say, that sold us out, you know what I mean, to these other entities that may be possibly here. You know, I don't know for a fact, but, you know, there's a lot of stuff that goes on that they don't have a real explanation for. They try to say, oh, that was a weather balloon, like all that type of nonsense that they try to feed us, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I say, believe none of what you hear and half of what you speak, half of what you see, because nowadays you can fake stuff and make it look real. And I mean, I'm just talking about, like, regular folks like you and me. You know what I mean? You can make something appear like it's real and it's not. So this is where you gotta use your self-intelligence to really determine what's really going on. So, you know, people dying is real. That's a fact. But why are they dying? We really don't know. Like, we only know what we hear from other sources, and we don't know if these sources are pinned against each other in the media to make it look like they're the bad guys. No, we're the bad guys. Whatever you want to spin it, I just look at it like it's all a stage. It's a play. You know what I mean? You always got controlled opposition going against each other to make it look like it's them. It's them. It's the Democrats. It's the Republicans. It's whatever. But at the end of the day, my personal belief is both sides have a hand in all this evil stuff that's going down. You know what I'm saying? It's not to say who's more evil or nothing like that. Evil is evil. And if you're of the spiritual realm where you want to bring light and you want to fight the darkness, then what we must do is we must detach ourselves from these labels that try to define us other than human beings. You know, because it seems that everything is either a color or a label where they want to categorize you. And then once you have a certain label on you, there's a certain stigma or a certain stereotype that they try to paint you as, like where I could like the same things as a quote unquote said label, but I don't identify myself as that said label because there's nothing that can confine me into a box. We are all that complex. You understand what I'm saying? So with that being said, I'm going to end this live video. I'm going to do a lot more. I hope you guys tune in and, you know, leave feedback about topics that you like me to discuss to really get in depth upon, because I'm going to really turn up on this YouTube live. You know, I appreciate all the support and the subscribers, man. Like, you know, just for me to have the amount of subscribers that I do now is simply amazing. And I want to do right by y'all by creating meaningful and purposeful content that gets everybody to use their own mind more. You know, because especially in America, where I'm from, and everywhere, wherever you're at, there's a programming that they want to control everybody with. But you must remember, you are the master of your own program, which is the brain inside your head. So once you start to master your own thoughts and control your mind, nothing out there in the world could sway you from your own beliefs. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want you to be closed-minded. Always be open-minded. But just know this. There are programs out there in the world throughout society that wants to control your mind and control how you think and control how you see the world. And that's a big part of the problem that we need to fight. So to everybody out there fighting the good fight, see what's going on in the spiritual realm. Even though we kind of live in a materialistic world, our bodies are material. We don't own our bodies. We leave the body when we leave this plane. So the only thing we own is our soul and our choices. And even our soul, it returns back to the source. So we're all a part of something bigger than ourselves. And once we can come together for something real common and something out of love, the evil won't stand a chance. Peace and one love to everybody out there. It's Oskino the Don.